Suki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote scripts.
All right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 336. I'm Jason.
Jeff.
Jim.
And I'm the intern.
No Blake this week. So that might actually turn... people might tune in now.
He's on vacation.
He is on vacation. I think Florida? Is that where it's at?
Well-earned... What's that?
Where's he at?
They went down to Florida, I believe.
Okay.
Somewhere with beaches.
Oh,
Yeah. I thought he said Florida last week when we talked to him.
okay. Yeah, Blake is on vacation, I think, this week and next week, actually. So, it is just us four this week. We may try to call in somebody from Skype, see what's going on. But otherwise, it's just an old school, well, a smaller class this week. So, nothing's really going on in the world. How about you guys? Anything going on? Nothing?
Nothing new. I mean, it's just same old, same old.
Okay.
Let's see. Something I didn't say last week.
Uh-huh.
I was on a podcast, a trivia podcast, the Trivial Warfare Blitz.
Oh.
That was released last Tuesday.
Okay.
So I was on that, and the way that show is set up, you three people go against each other. If you win that, then you go to the final against the winners of the other games in that time. So if I win last week, I'm on next week.
Ooh. And what's it called again?
Yeah.
Trivial Warfare Blitz.
Okay.
Now, there's a Trivial Warfare, which is the big main show. The Blitz is the side show that they, quick episodes, like 10-minute episodes or something.
Okay. You should put that up on our Facebook page, History of Bad Ideas.
I probably should.
You probably should. That would be nice. Since they had you on. They didn't have to. I see that you have a baseball bandana on, Jeff. Is that correct? Or is that an open scar?
One or the other.
Oh, okay.
It's a baseball bandana.
Okay. Are you excited? Baseball might be back?
I'm not going to get any excitement until there's something finalized.
Okay.
No. I saw today that Cleveland is indefinitely laying off their entire staff.
Ugh.
So,
Like their pitching staff?
like, well, no. They're, well, I mean, them too.
Yeah.
But all their office staff and everybody's on indefinite layoffs. So, that doesn't sound like baseball starting anytime soon.
114-game season.
No.
It won't
owners
be.
put that down.
Yeah. It won't be more than 8.
It'll be 50 or 60 games is the owner's new proposition. And the players, they're getting closer, but it's not real close. But I want to send a shout out to players like David Price and Sean Doolittle for Price taking money out of his own pocket and paying all the minor leaguers that aren't getting any money anymore. And Doolittle organized a bunch of guys with the Nationals, so the major leaguers are all now paying the minor leaguers with the thoughts that, hey, we were all minor leaguers in this spot before. This money's important to them. So they're looking out for their future, the future baseball players, future major leaguers, which is positive.
That's a couple of good eggs.
That happened a couple of weeks ago. We reported the center fielder for Texas Rangers, who was the ex-center fielder for the Reds and the Indians. Who was that?
Didn't suit you.
Yeah, he did the same thing. He gave everyone in the minor leagues $1,000. So
yep.
It was nice to see.
I was happy to see that even though the Reds had made some cuts, they had still committed to paying them through September.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The cuts that they made were cuts they would have made anyway at this time.
Right.
For the most part, everybody who would be in the organization was just getting paid through September 7th.
Huh. Good for them. Real quick, I know that some podcasts are doing a podcast blackout this week, started by Colt 45 and Home Video Hustle. Those guys were some of the original ones. We appreciate that. We respect that. And we definitely understand why you're doing that. I feel like on our end, we're doing an episode this week because there's not many podcast episodes out this week for people because of it. But we feel like it might be a good distraction for people that are, need something in this crappy time. So just wanted to address that. That's the reason why we're doing an episode this week. So, and because Blake wasn't here, so you really don't get many opportunities when he's not here. We had to kind of do it. So, but check out Home Video Hustle. They had a good episode this past week. And so did Colt 45. They were talking about it last week too, or their last episode, I think it was. So take a look at those guys. So
same thing. Everything I learned from movies podcast. Those guys did a episode too. So
okay. So we're hoping to entertain you, at least take the distractions off. So we won't talk much about what's going on in the real world and that aspect of it. So I'm just happy, Jim, that the one thing is we did have a curfew at 8 p.m. And Jim, did you make it inside in time?
I haven't had to go anywhere.
Okay, so you've been fine.
I did not make
Brian's the one who had to work.
Yeah, I did not make it home pre-curfew.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Did you get hassled by the Norwood police?
I did not, actually, even though I was unaware that Norwood. So it's 6 o'clock. Norwood announced that we were having a curfew starting at 8.
Yeah. So they gave you a 2-hour window and expect people to be able to follow it?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Well, considering all of Cincinnati was under that same thing, Norwood just kind of was just late in saying, yeah, we're following it too.
They just forgot to send the memo
Norwood's
out.
Not in Cincinnati.
We're a city within a city.
Yeah, it's completely surrounded by Cincinnati, but Norwood and Elm Place both announced it too.
Yeah, and let me just tell you, our new mayor doing a bang up job.
No, we get down the hall. We can't. Oh, you don't have Cranley. Okay, no, you do have a different mayor. Never mind.
Yeah.
We do have a new mayor in Norwood, newly elected, and already just a bang up fucking job, buddy.
This episode is sponsored by the city of Norwood.
He was running against somebody who was really, really bad.
I know.
So it's that choice between the giant douche or the turd sandwich again.
Yeah, the soup sandwich or the football bat. What do you do?
So in spite of all that, let's do one good thing. We haven't done one good thing in a while. We have this on the outline this week. Jim, do you have one good thing this week?
Let me think.
Okay, I'll go back.
See if anybody else. Yeah, come back to me.
Jeff, do you got one good thing?
I'm going to say this weekend I started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Thank God! Oh, thank God you said the last of the rest of it.
Cartoon's actually pretty entertaining.
I have never really watched a cartoon before, and for the most part, I like it. It's definitely something I would have liked as a child. It still has the issues of pretty much all anime has that gets me is just, kind of the quick talking and weird reactions with the terrible sound effects in the background. That type of stuff I'm not a big fan of, but for the most part, it's pretty enjoyable.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Netflix now.
Okay. Do you think after watching the series, you're going to watch the M. Night movie?
Yes, I think I will probably try and watch that and see how terrible it is, or if people are just saying that because it wasn't the cartoon. I don't know.
It was not good. I watched both.
I just want to let you know, Jeff. In the movie with M. Night's movie, they're actually in 1860. And they're in present times, but they're trapped.
But they think it's 1860.
Yes. So, and none of them can touch water. It's really odd. So just be careful with that on the last Airbender.
None of them can touch water, and they have water benders in it.
Yes, it's really a unique take he did. Brian, any good things over there besides your mayor?
My one good thing I'd have to say for this week is I'm recently back to work at Dana's, and I get to work with Jimmy on Saturday night, and we have a lot of fun working together. So that was a lot of fun this week, and I'm looking forward to it.
So that's Dana Gardens in Cincinnati,
yes,
Ohio. So if you're in town, go up there. You can see two of our Hobie podcasters up there. Especially on Saturday nights. And if you say Roger says goodbye, do they get something free?
No.
That's how we know to charge them double.
Okay.
How do you think I pay for all the bourbon I have to drink on this thing, man?
I have not mispronounced anything yet. Thank you very much.
Yet.
My good thing is that my oldest son started back to baseball. I was able to coach him again, so I'm not going completely fucking insane.
Sure.
It's helped mentally. So he played 2 games. They lost both. It was a little struggle because who knew that kids at that age, at 10 years old, would need to continue pitching for 3 months that you weren't there? That you didn't have practice. It was a little bit of a struggle. They looked really good in March, and then we haven't been able to practice in 3 months. So
how did the other team pitch?
Well, the one kid, they play 6 innings. The first game, the kid threw 5 innings and was amazing because you have a pitch count. They can throw up to 60 pitches. And this kid was lights out. And then the team they played last night wasn't as good of pitching. But they just did not have, the ball has not bounced their way. It just has not. And we just told them, it's part of the game. 2 weeks ago, you didn't even think we were playing. So enjoy it, have a good time. Who cares? So, but yeah, it's been of course, I will say I do appreciate my son because he's the leadoff batter. And this kid comes in the second last inning, and he's throwing gas, but he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And I tell my son, don't swing, okay? Don't swing until you get a strike because he hasn't hit anything in pre-warm-up. Okay. First pitch, he swings. He grounded out. He got the run in.
Strike.
It was a strike. And afterwards, he comes back, and I was like, did I just tell you not to swing until a strike? He's like, I know, but I really like that first pitch. I love those first pitches, Dad. And I was like...
You didn't run out on the field and knock him down and scream at him because you didn't do it to him?
Yes, I did exactly that.
What are you?
Well, he does let his kid hit leadoff, so he's a good coach that way.
I'm not in charge of the lineup. I'm not the manager. I am not.
You're the business manager.
I am
But
the business
the
manager.
reason they do have the cages on the masks on the helmet, right?
No. No.
You don't have any.
You don't have
visors
masks
or
on
anything
there.
on them?
For the batting helmets, Jim?
Yeah.
No, they have the most of them have that piece that comes over their cheek.
Okay.
Yeah, they
So
don't.
it's still something you can grab onto and rattle the kid with it, though, right?
That's what I want my kid to hate the sport.
You can still pick up the base and throw it at him.
It's like in football. When I played football, our coaches would always grab us by the helmet and hit our helmets with their whistles.
Well, and Jeff, you can't throw the bases because they're nailed into the ground.
You pull them out of the ground.
They're really
Lou
hard.
Piniella did it.
That's
You
really
can do
hard.
it.
That's really tough.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You have to bend over to do it. So Jason couldn't
I'm out.
do that.
I'm out. And then my daughter did start tennis lessons tonight, so that was nice. She hasn't been able to do that for a while. She's 6 and really enjoys it, so it was kind of nice.
Probably
to see
better
them.
than I am.
Oh yeah. She was schooling me the other day when we were practicing in the outside. I was like, I haven't played since 20 years.
Are you ready to send her down to some place like IMG Academy down in Clearwater, Florida, or something?
I don't think she has the competitive bone in her body to do that. We told her because she didn't want to play soccer because there was too much running. And so we said, okay, do you realize that you still have to run in tennis? Yeah, but it's not as far. It's still running. So...
yeah, but it's not as far, and then you get to take rests in between every point. So I see what her thought process is.
She's only destroyed 4 rackets, so that's good. She's only thrown
that's
it at the ball boy 4 times, so that's good. So
Okay.
Jim knows the secret on how to beat me at tennis.
Yes.
show up.
You hit him. Well, that too. You just hit the ball right at him.
Just aim at me.
Uh-huh.
It's like I can't get around on the.
Jim, do you have one good thing yet? I have a few good things.
Okay, go ahead.
That there's some sense of normalcy returning with the returning of baseball. We have softballs getting ready to start.
Mm-hmm.
The first game was supposed to be last Friday. Golf league started up this week, and bowling starts up next week. Unfortunately, softball was rained out. I didn't golf today because I hurt my back, and we'll see about bowling on Monday.
You all made the team,
so I had
except for you, Union.
Yeah, so the Gimp got to golf tonight for me.
That's funny. It's not funny, but it is funny.
It's funny because it's true.
That's right. I did. We started Space Force. With Steve
I'm
Kerr.
through 4 episodes.
I couldn't get through the first.
I finished it last night.
Jim, you've gone through 4, so you go first. Well, Brian, you go first because
Brian
you've gone through the whole
finished it,
season.
It was funny because I understood what they were the angle they were taking about making fun of it.
Yes.
And how ridiculous it sounded and sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Still wasn't great.
No. Jim, go ahead.
If you are a supporter of our military and you don't have a sense of humor, do not watch this.
It's a good. That's good for sure.
Jeff, I'll go next because I got through 1.5 episodes.
All right.
And even my wife's like, this is not good. And she's pretty liberal on any type of shows and that. And she's like, this does not hold my interest. And I agree. It was, and maybe I need to watch a couple more, but that's
what I would suggest. Just keep watching it and it'll start making a little bit more sense. And the writing will pick up and you'll figure it out a little bit more. We watched it all pretty much over 2.5-3 days. So, I mean, it's easy to watch.
They said it's...
Yeah, it's easy. Did you get to the episode with Marcus, Jason? The space chimp?
No.
Oh, okay. Watch it with further, because that was probably my favorite part so far.
My one issue is that...
You said favorite fart.
Yep.
My issue is that I couldn't stand the Russian subplot. I thought that guy was annoying as fuck. And I thought that was dumb. I get the point. I get it, but
it's not. It's not as prevalent throughout the rest of the 10 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it just starts early. Yeah.
And my other issue, I thought they had a phenomenal cast. That cast is amazing. Who they have on that show. And I was very let down by it. Jeff, go ahead. You got one episode in.
Yeah. I didn't even finish it. I barely chuckled, and then I got distracted, and then I didn't even know what was going on because I got distracted by my phone or something. So that's what the show did for me, was give me some Facebook time.
I did like them trying to launch the one rocket, and it blew up, and they're like, how much was that? 4 middle schools. Damn it.
Like 4 million? No, 4 middle schools.
4 middle schools.
The cost of 4 middle schools.
I mean,
I think the funny parts, like you get people's facial expressions in the background on comments that are made, and the way they make fun of the Coast Guard.
Yes, yeah, I did like that part.
Good.
I did like how they made fun of the Coast Guard. No, you're still at the bottom. You're still there.
Yeah, I definitely really enjoyed the kind of the competitiveness that they had between Steve Carell and Noah Emmerich. He's the Air Force guy, and Carell's the Space Force guy. Their little competition and their little back and forth throughout the whole 10 is really funny.
I was lost. I may have missed something. So, just real minor spoilers here. So, in the first episode, they jump ahead a year, and his wife is in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Did they announce why she was in jail in the first episode?
No.
I mean, I'll spoil it and say that throughout the entire thing, they never say why she went to jail.
Okay.
Only that she's in jail for 40 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She got a 40-year sentence.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
they never mentioned the reason.
They never get back, or they don't ever say why.
Yeah, that's when I turned it off. I looked up from my phone, and she was in jail, and I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. I didn't even realize there was a year jump or anything.
Yeah, so. Just like 1 year later, yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually be watching the screen to notice that, though.
Yeah, that helps.
Well, we were watching, I looked at my wife, and I was like, did we miss something?
Yeah, we did the same thing, because it was just rolled right into the scene, and they're talking to each other in jail, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then never said why.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm hoping that they get a season 2 and they can kind of expound on it and do a little bit better with it.
Carell's making $2 or $3 million an episode, so
it's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah.
Well, he's acting in it. He wrote it, and he's producing it. So.
And maybe it needs some foot. Maybe it needs gain footing like The Office did, because it's a Greg Daniels show. So I'm hoping maybe, but I don't know if I want to even go back. I'll try it. I'll probably have it on in the background, but that was my biggest thing. I was quite disappointed with it. So
the only other downside to it that, from my standpoint, is I feel like Ben Schwartz continuously gets typecasted into Jean-Ralphio characters.
Yeah.
And he's so much funnier than that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like throughout this, that's what I just kept thinking. Like, he's just a Jean-Ralphio, but not as loud.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think he's
an annoying douche in the roles he gets cast in.
Yeah. And he's so much funnier than that.
Has anyone watched any of the Middleditch and Schwartz improv show on Netflix?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I looked at it, but
I watched one episode. It was pretty funny.
What is it?
Middleditch and Schwartz.
I have not.
Ben Schwartz from, Parks and Rec and all the blah, blah, blah. And what's Middleditch's first name? Tom? Tom Middleditch from, like, Silicon Valley and whatnot.
My wife and I love improv shows. I mean, we still watch Whose Line Is It anyways.
I think you will enjoy it then if you love improv shows.
Okay.
I think there's just 3 episodes, about an hour long each. So
maybe I think I should take some improv classes like Michael Scott.
You should.
I should. I really should.
No gun. No more guns, Jason. Give me all your guns.
So the funny thing is that Cincinnati does have an improv thing because there's I was watching an improv sketch comedy group from Salt Lake City, and they were pretty funny. And then they had like, hey, would you like to do improv in Cincinnati? And they had like a advertisement. So I clicked on it just because I'm curious. And they're like, it's like $200 for like 7 classes or 6 classes. And they said, at the end, we would really appreciate that you would mention this and bring your friends and family. Everybody should bring 20 friends and family to this. I was like, no, we're not doing this. You're not a pyramid scam for improv. I can't do it.
I don't think they meant bring 20 in to take the class. Don't you do a show?
It is a show.
They just want an audience.
Fill the audience.
But I kept thinking the whole time, okay, if you get 5 people for improv and you get 5 people for improv, we'll be making millions. we could make movies.
Just go ahead and get the Maniac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia for your pyramid scheme. Good old Roddy Piper.
I was thinking of The Office. Michael, this is a pyramid scam. It is not in the shape of a pyramid. Really? Oh, damn it. What am I going to do with that truckload? Let's see here. Anything else? I did a Stargirl review on nerdly.co.uk for all you inner 15-year-olds. It was on DC Network. It was enjoyable. I'm going to watch it with my daughter. It's a good family show. Luke Wilson's in it. I enjoyed it because the very first 10 minutes you had the Justice Society of America and the Injustice Society of America fighting. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with a lot of superheroes in this. So they kind of lean into it. Jim, Solomon Grundy's in it.
Oh, Solomon Grundy crush car.
He chases a car to crush. And Joel McHale was in it. So that's not bad. He's the original Starman. He's the Starman in it before he dies in the first 10 minutes.
Spoiler!
Sorry. Nerdly asked me to do a review, so I got to get caught up. The 2 episodes.
So you got your HBO Max now, huh?
No. Stargirl's on CW now.
Oh, it's on CW?
Yeah, it's on CW.
I thought that was going to be on the...
It is.
Yeah.
It is on DC's thing, but streaming service. Yeah. But CW got that, Swamp Thing, and something else that they're doing this year. They're not doing Doom Patrol. That's the one I wanted. Damn it. But yeah, so Nerdly asked me to do it, so I'll have the other 2 reviews out here in the next couple days. But it's a good family one. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, but it's enjoyable, especially when there's nothing else on. So, and this lead of the CW show didn't quit already, like Batwoman. Ugh, Ruby Rose. Damn you.
Well, you got to wait till the end of the first year.
True, that is true. And Amy Smart's in it. I was like, oh my god.
There's an Amy Smart sighting?
I haven't seen her since Road Trip. That was a beautiful scene with her. So.
Was she in Just Friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good movie.
I think that's...
With Ryan Reynolds?
The fat suit was kind of... it didn't look that authentic.
No, the fat suit did not.
Yeah, they should have gotten a real fat guy to play Ryan Reynolds as a teenager.
Kevin James.
Or maybe a teenager.
You could do makeup in it. Josh Gad. Jonah Hill?
He probably would have been the right age at that time. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I've been watching some of the Josh Gad's doing the Reunited Apart series where they're bringing famous movie casts together for a thing. Like yesterday, they released Lord of the Rings. That was pretty cool. They got like tons of people on. It's like they kept adding more and more people. I'm like, damn.
Anybody play? Was there a walking tree on it?
The guy who did the voice of the walking tree was on it.
Oh,
so yeah.
Good. Who knew Ents could zoom?
He does a lot of voices and plays a character in it.
He plays one of the Fellowship of the Ring also. But
Brian, did you want to talk about the Ents that we fought against in Dungeons and Dragons this week?
you didn't fight against them.
It's not fair for us to talk about it with Blake not being here.
That's true. That is true.
But you didn't fight against it. You walked in, it was empty. There weren't even Ents there.
No, there were Ents there. I lit a match and we beat them. Like, that was it. It was pretty impressive. So, we did have a poll this week. What is the worst video game movie? You can follow us on @BadIdeasPodcast on Twitter. We had Doom with The Rock, Alone in the Dark, Mortal Kombat, ready, Brian, to drink, Annihilation.
You can't say the word annihilation?
Annihilation?
I think you're just trying now.
You're just trying to say
No, I really
wrong.
can't say it. Annihilation?
Annihilation.
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 Annihilation. Okay.
Anal Nation. There you go.
Anal Nation.
Mortal Kombat Anal Nation.
Which was the name of the porn
we got
parody.
a title for the show.
Finish him.
Finish on her. It really brings up the half man, half horse thing. And House of the Dead, Jeff's favorite video game movie with Clint Howard in it.
That was great.
So, in last place, Doom with The Rock. Let's see here. Tied for, I guess, second/third is Alone in the Dark and House of the Dead, meaning Mortal Kombat Anal Nation won with 33% of the vote. We had 61 people vote on this one in a couple days.
I don't know if it's because the Yui Bowl split the vote between the two movies of his you put on the list.
Yeah.
Or do these people just not realize how bad Yui Bowl movies are?
I do apologize. Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
I think it's that. I think they don't realize how bad Alone in the Dark and House of the Dead were. There's no real redeeming qualities in either of those two movies.
Clint Howard. He was the redeeming quality in House of the Dead.
Jeff, why do you want to live forever? Or why do you want to be immortal?
So I can live forever.
No. I didn't say define what. I said why. Greatest line in the movie. I do apologize. A lot of people called us out. They asked for Super Mario Brothers, the movie, and that probably was a better one to put on there. So,
I figured because you knew that would run away with it. That
I actually completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I think House of the Dead is still worse.
You think?
I voted for Alone in the Dark.
I knew you were voting for Alone, so I voted for House of the Dead 3 times.
House of the Dead at least is a campy horror movie. It's not good. It's awful. But
there's no plot. The plot is a cutscene to a pirate ship that has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, shit. Is that the one that they had, like, the video game things, like the gun shooting?
Yes!
Oh,
the video games pop up for their
zombie killer.
Yeah. Whenever they're changing scenes, the shot of the 32-bit video game.
Oh, God. Okay. Maybe I changed my vote. If I could vote.
That was the one where they were stuck on the small little island, and it was pouring rain on the boat in the harbor, but it wasn't anywhere close to storming in the woods. That was like within a mile of the...
Yeah, they get to the island and they're dry.
God, I forgot about that one. I did think about In the Name of the King.
just because Ray Liotta was amazing in that.
I would love to have seen Uwe Boll's direction. To get people to act that bad, what type of direction is he giving?
You know what? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Just to make Uwe Boll happy, I'll tag him this week. The best Uwe Boll movie is our Twitter poll of the week.
Ooh.
And you know what they are? Alone in
Blood
the Dark. Alone in the Dark, In the Name of the King, House of the Dead.
Blood Rain 2.
Yep.
Or what was he also did the
Postal?
Spoof version of I think it was a spoof version of Blood Rain where it was like the overweight actress vampire.
Ugh.
He like kind of did that. Like all the sets were there, so after they did one of them, I think they went and then did the next one as a parody.
Ugh. God, that fucker. Ugh. We do
want to find
Hey, for all the.
Yes, thank you, German arts.
German arts
outsole
is in parentheses. Arts is in parentheses on that one. Uwe Boll. We do want to send good thoughts and karma out to one of our favorite listeners, Brian Auer. He's had a rough couple weeks, so we want to send some good karma over to him. So good karma.
Yep. We love you, Brian.
Yes, Brian is always good with the listener feedback, so we appreciate it. So, Jim, do you want to do listener feedback over there since Blake's not here?
To do the bomb listener feedback, brought to you by MLB, because we should be able to agree to have a season, but we're all bitches.
Okay.
Players Union and the owners, they all suck. I can't support either group with the way they're acting now. So we'll start.
Just to interrupt, Blubberella is the name of the Uwe Boll movie about the fat vampire lady.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, Blubberella.
Oh,
fuck him.
And apparently, he also did a movie called Auschwitz.
Wonder what that's about.
I'm not sure I want to see a Uwe Boll take on Auschwitz.
It's a coming-of-age story about a young girl going from Milan to Minsk. That's all it is. It's fine.
Yep. That's all we...
And fuck him. God, fuck him. God, I hate him. He's almost as bad as that Theo kid. Fuck him. God.
So from now on, he's Theo Boll.
Fucking Theo. Anyways, what we got here, Jim?
We got from that one guy known as Doug. Used to be known as
number one fan.
Ape hands.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
Dad?
Ah.
Okay. He asked.
Is he still in Gatlinburg?
He is back.
Good.
Okay. He asked, who were your winners and losers in the NFL and WNBA drafts? Well, obviously,
Did you just
the
say
winners
and looters.
I almost said looters. Sorry, I've been reading a lot of other news stories this week.
Blake Griffin got a new TV this week. Sorry.
The winners of the NFL draft, of course, were the Cincinnati Bengals picking up Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
And the winners of the WNBA draft were the New York Liberty, who were able to pick up Sabrina Ionescu.
Okay. Did she? Where'd she play?
What's that?
Where did she play for?
She played at Oregon.
Oh. And
she set all type of college records, and she led the NCAA in point, rebounding, assists all this year. So,
was it fixed like the New York Knicks getting Patrick Ewing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, just checking.
Was it fixed like the Cleveland Cavaliers getting LeBron James
and Kyrie Irving?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, when they got Kyrie Irving, didn't they have like the worst record? So they were probably favored to get the number one pick. Unlike when they got LeBron.
That was all fine. LeBron was not on purpose. It's not like he played near Cleveland or from there. It's fine.
I'm trying to think what sports writer, when they're talking about the best of all time in basketball, they said it can't be LeBron James because he never built a team around him to be good. He never carried it. He had to go to Miami to win. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Those teams he played with in Cleveland were horrible without him.
Oh, yeah.
and he won in Cleveland.
Yes, he won one with Cleveland. He makes guys like Matthew Dellavedova look great.
Matthew Dellavedova?
Dellavedova.
Blah, 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 blah.
Did she sing the Frozen song? Is that who it is?
Yeah. And shout out to J.R. Smith for running down and beating the crap out of the guy who decided that during the looting and rioting they were going to damage his truck.
He was on Pat McAfee's podcast the next day. After that. Yeah, J.R. Smith beat the shit out of him.
And I have no sympathy for the guy who got wailed on.
Real quick, this is not here or there. I don't want to get into a big political thing, but on TV, I've watched, and on Twitter, they've had the greatest things that people have looted. Real quick, vacuum cleaners. One got one in a box, and one got the display model. That was awesome. A cat tower, like a little tower for your cats. He ran out of a pet shop.
Down the streets with that one. They looted PetSmart, and the reporter was there talking, and they threw one of the tennis balls at him, and he at his head, and he caught it. And they're like, wait, is that a cinder block? I'm like, no, that's a cat tower.
Target. This was my favorite. There was two dads running with boxes of their like big doll girl stuff, like not the American Girl, but like their version of it. And they're like, these guys, you know that their wives are like, go to the store, get your daughter some stuff. And they're running out with the big girl stuff. So that was funny. And then in Oakland, they got a bulldozer. That was kind of fun.
Bulldozer?
Yeah, they were going down the street with the bulldozer. Because most John Deere tractors and most heavy equipment and machinery equipment, they use all the same keys. There's not individual keys to it. So you can basically just take a common one and go put it in. But they were going down the street with the bulldozer, and I kept thinking, I'm like, you're not going to be able to sell that on the black market, right? Like, you're not going to be able to sell that on the market, right?
I don't think the intention was to take it and use it for, putting a pool in their backyard or something.
That would be funny. Hey, I got to get a pool in my backyard. Get the bulldozer.
The problem is they wouldn't get in trouble for the bulldozer. They get in trouble for digging without permits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was in California. I did like the one I saw where the person had a cheesecake.
Yeah.
And at first you just thought it's someone walking down the street carrying a cheesecake. And they're like, and the Cheesecake Factory was also looted.
It's those little moments that you're like, oh, that's kind of humorous. Like, good for them, just to see the funny things that are out there. The display model of the vacuum was funny. Like, damn it, my vacuum broke. Let's go get one. I need a Hoover. Let's go. So
what I was amused at was they were down in Atlanta and they were like looting buildings and throwing bricks through glass, and they got to the Waffle House.
Yes.
And people are getting ready to, and a couple of the guys yell out, like, no, not the Waffle House. And they passed by it. A couple of people like, no, not Waffle House. No, we need to come here. And so they let Waffle House go.
I'll do one.
And went down.
I'll do one better, Jim. In L.A., the gangs, like the Crips and the Bloods, were protecting minority-owned businesses from being looted. And then the best part is you had the gangs saying, no, you're not doing this, keep moving. And the cops are standing there just staring at them like, what the fuck do we do? Because on Twitter, they're like, yeah, we're these, whatever gang they were, like they were flashing their signs. And the cops were like, do we arrest them or do we just let them go because they're doing a good job? So they just let them go.
You give the thumbs up and you move on.
Yes. So that's your moments of, humor in this. So keep going, Jim. What we got from Nisi?
Nisi, this is kind of a correction, I guess. From Nisi, regarding my story last week, I absolutely, positively was not married before 18. I was living in Florida, not Kentucky, thank you. I ended working for an insurance company, filing claims. I literally was filing paperwork into filing cabinets by policy number. I think that is what made Indiana look great. Death or not, I wanted to zip line to the top of Space Mountain so bad.
Insurance. Jeez, who would do that?
Sounds boring.
No comment.
I don't know. Just putting policies and files by numbers sound like a fun way to spend a work day.
No, it isn't.
It sounds more enjoyable than talking to customers.
Jeff, I'm not sure how we are related in that aspect. I go crazy if I don't get to be around people. While you actually flourish not talking to anybody.
This is why Jeff and I get along.
My tasks to do, I can do those. You have people interrupt me, and I'm angry and pissed.
I've enjoyed the work from home the last couple of months because nobody has bothered me. It's great. I mean, I get messages from my employees once in a while, but it's great. Like, hey, nobody's stopping by my desk. Awesome. Have a good day. I'm good with that. So, what else we got?
We got from Dev. How will we know when the vape nation and craft beer scene is officially over? My vote is for the invention of an IPA hard seltzer flavored vape juice.
I can get behind that. I think as soon as
for it, because I don't need to smoke that or inhale that at all. So
I think as soon as that hits the market, then we know that we've reached the limit and it will all go away.
That's the saturation point.
or when I start enjoying it, that's when it will go away.
I think once skinny jeans go off the market completely, then we'll know it's officially over.
How are they still on the market? Skinny jeans.
Oh, okay.
For guys?
Do you think the IPA vape juice would be flavored like pumpkin spice? Do you think it would be like a pumpkin spice? What
definitely.
Okay.
At least during the fall it will be.
Okay. I was just checking.
It'd just be grass flavored.
Yeah.
IPA. Just grass. Yeah.
Tree flavored.
Tree flavored. Very barky. Hey! Somebody's here. Oh, they're in the Bob Studios. Hey, how's it going? Come on in.
No one's allowed in the Bob Studios.
I know. What else we got?
Next, we have from mine and Brian's employer from Dana Gardens.
Oh, okay.
If you had a pet monkey and it was being bad, would you spank your monkey that night, or do you prefer to spank the monkey in the morning? I think he's taking over for Nick and sending this question to Jeff.
To me, I'd spank the monkey at work.
That's what I was going to say.
I bring it to Dana's and do it.
Oh. I'm out. That's it. There we go. I'm back.
Okay. Jason has a stupid hat on now, culturally appropriating somebody else's stuff.
Heritage.
So we'll move on and go to from the Salty Language Pod. Kevin James is the new James Bond. Name the movie. Bonus points if you can also name the Bond girl in the movie. But we know the Bond girl is going to be played by Leah Remini.
That movie's already been made. It's on Netflix. It's called The Memoirs of an International Assassin.
So what was the name of the Bond girl then?
I don't remember her name, but...
Science, last name, ology. If it's Leah Remini. No?
No, that's terrible.
Well, you know what, Jeff? I tried. Better than you not making an option over here. What's your fucking option? Come on.
I think it'd better be something like Sienatology.
See, there you go. Thanks, Jim.
At least would have been better. Yes.
You know what? At least Jim's being constructive and helping. You know, he's not like, oh, that's horrible. At least he's giving options, Jeff.
Hey, you didn't even give me a chance to get an option.
No, I'm not.
One, right? Yeah, no.
It's okay. It's just like what Jason does on his podcast. He brings up topics and doesn't give people a chance to talk about them.
Oh, shut up, Jim.
Oh, wait. You moved on before we even had a chance to say if we watched anything other than Space Force this week.
Jim, what did you watch this week?
I'm not saying because it didn't matter to you then.
No, what did you watch?
I watched SLC Punk again, which is a fantastic movie. It's Matthew Lillard at his best.
Oh, he's in that?
Yes.
I think Matthew Lillard at his best is Summer Catch.
SLC Punk is better than Summer Catch, but
what the fuck is that movie you're talking about? What is that?
SLC Punk?
Mm-hmm.
It's an independent
punk.
Salt Lake City Punk. It's an independent. He's a punk, like a punk kid.
Skater punk.
Skater punk, and how his family moved from New York to Salt Lake City, and him dealing with that. He graduates high school, he turns 18, and the first thing he does is tells his parents to fuck off. In a pretty good little speech he gives, but it also has from How I Met Your Mother, Marshall.
Okay.
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel's also in it. So I mean, it's an older film, but I recommend if you haven't seen it, go pick it up and watch it.
Anything else, Jim? I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, everyone knows and loves Matthew Lillard because he's one of the Hollywood D&D players.
Is he?
Yeah, he actually created a company that sells clothing and other accessories to play D&D.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember what the name was. Bartleby and something. I'm looking that up.
Anything else, Jim? Anything else you watched? I don't want to interrupt. You tell me.
Well, it's kind of like last week when you brought up a topic and you just skipped over me when you asked everybody else.
I know. I felt bad. Well, not really, but I didn't realize that. And
I think to myself, why do I do any prep for the show when you don't even ask me most of the time?
You know what, Jim? At least you're constructive criticism. I appreciate that, Jim. I appreciate that about you.
I'm glad you're willing to listen to my opinion and make changes.
That's how we learn. Stop
with your backgrounds, Jason.
I did this because, you know what? Fuck you. This is what we're doing. I'm keeping Carol up there. Carol Baskins is in my background because she took over Joe Exotic.
Since he now owns the property.
That Joe Exotic used to?
Yes.
God.
It consists of 16 acres of shitty land that has maybe 4 or 5 spider-ridden shacks and some old cars that probably don't run.
I'm in the
Good job, Carol.
I'm in the process of selling my tigers to her that I bought with the stimulus package. So
now you're selling them?
Well, yeah. What else are you going to do? After 6 weeks, they're not cute anymore. They can kill people. I didn't know they grew up. I just thought they were the teacup pigs. I thought they were like teacup tigers.
Teacup tigers. Nice.
I thought that's what they did.
Sorry, Matthew Lillard's company is Beadle and Grimm's. Beadle, Beadle and Grimm's.
Okay. Is he at the expo this September 11th through 13th?
I don't see him as been confirmed. So
just to let you know, September 11th through 13th, Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Highlander of comic expos, because there is only one that's going on in this country this year. As of now, still on, and they're still expected to be on. So be ready, September 11th through 13th. So
there can be only one.
That's right. Brian, since I interrupted, I don't want to offend anyone. Did you see anything that we did not get a chance to talk about, or are you good?
No. Okay. We caught the second episode of Snowpiercer.
Oh, okay. Is it any good?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Trying to think. I don't think we really watched much else. Just I'm rewatching The West Wing still. So
okay. I would ask Jeff, but fuck him. He's not He's not nice enough. So
actually, I stand corrected. I did watch the documentary about Jeffrey Epstein, the Filthy and Rich. Yeah. With
How
everything
did he kill himself?
With everything that was going on, I decided to be a glutton of punishment to myself and watch that and all of it in one day. And man, fuck that guy.
He's about as terrible as a human being that ever lived.
Yep. I hope that that guy suffered every second till he died. Fuck him, man.
I was the same thing. I didn't watch it yet. I'm going to, but after everything's going on in the world, I was like, I can't do any more depressing stuff. I can't do it today. But I do want to see it. But God, that's awful.
Just man, like I don't know. I mean, the whole conspiracy behind if he actually killed himself or not, I don't know. But when he knowingly transferred, or he wrote out his will, the day, not even a week before he did it, and he transferred everything to his brother, knowing that nobody could do anything, nobody could sue his brother to get any money out of him since he was going to jail. Mm-hmm. He knew what he was doing. Ugh. And in the end, when he transferred all of his possessions and all that stuff over, it was $600 million.
Oh, Lord.
Of property and assets and stocks and all that shit. So.
Can we loot his house? I wouldn't condone that. I'm just saying. Could we put his address out there? Could we do it? I'm okay with that. Fuck that.
I mean, yeah, just.
Well, thanks, Brian, for depressing us more. Thanks. Jeff,
okay, well, let's change this up. Yeah. We can change this up to get away from depressing stuff if you want to.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the next.
We have a question from Professor Number One and Doctor Number One. The greatest hits radio listed the happiest songs of all time, which are number 5, Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Number 4, Dancing Queen by ABBA. Number 3, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Number 2, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And number 1, Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra.
I can agree with number 1.
Do you have any songs that you would place in the top 5?
Shiny Happy People by R.E.M.
That's a horrible song, but
it's a happy song. It's in the title.
Mine would be Del Amitri's Roll to Me, because as soon as it comes on, it just makes you want to smile and just kind of dance.
I don't think I'm familiar with Roll to Me.
I would probably do All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Shut up.
Oh, shots fired.
And we're supposed to make this happy. We're supposed to raise the spirits of people. Thanks, Jason.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
That was rude. Very rude.
My bad. I blame Carol.
Jason's a dick.
But Happy by what's his name?
Pharrell.
Pharrell, thank you.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's the title.
Do you do it as happy or like songs that just make you feel great, like when you listen to them?
Because I'm happy. I mean, come on. I mean, how can you not be happy?
It kind of annoys me. I mean, I hate to sound, well, I don't really care. I have no musical taste anyways. All the Single Ladies is actually a fun song. It makes me happy when it comes on. It really does. Living on a Prayer is a great one. Brian, you got anything?
I would put
Living on a Prayer is not a happy
Sunshine
song.
by Jonathan Edwards. I would put that on the list.
Okay.
It's a pretty good one.
Which one would you kick off then?
Probably either Living on a Prayer or Staying Alive.
Yeah, Staying Alive kind of annoys the hell out of me. It really does.
I mean,
I can at least how it would make you happy, though. I mean, Living on a Prayer is a song about
losing a job.
People who are struggling to survive in this crappy world we live in. I don't understand why it's a happy song.
Maybe Sweet Caroline? I could put Sweet Caroline on there. That's a pretty happy song. I mean, it makes you happy. I think that's what it is. It doesn't have to be a happy song. I think if it makes you happy, Jeff, is the thing. I'm going.
I don't know.
So,
it says these are the happiest songs of all time.
So Sheryl Crow's "If It Makes You Happy," that would be on there then.
If it makes you happy.
What about the Happy Days theme song?
Oh, there you go. Sunday, Monday, Happy Days.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Happy Days.
Happy Days.
That's a great response, Brian.
Thank you.
And that question.
I'm just looking through my my songs I download on my iPhone. Barbie Girl. How about Barbie Girl?
No.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Who are you trying to torture by downloading that song?
Oh, my kids love that song. They love it.
But it's not a real positive song.
Not at all.
No.
Kiss Me Deadly by Lita Ford. I like that one.
I don't think I would put that in the list of happy songs.
Can't Stop the Feeling, the Justin Timberlake song from Trolls.
Nope. Terrible song. Hate it. Drives me crazy. I want to kill when I hear it.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
How about Meatloaf? I would do anything for love, but I won't do that, Jason.
Nah, that's not even my favorite song. Well, you know what? No, I do like that song, but it's not his best one.
How about Kiss Me, I'm Shitfaced by the Dropkick Murphys?
Sounds happy.
How about Andrew WK's Party Mix? Any of those
there
songs?
you go.
How about Jock Jams 7?
How about Wannabe by Spice Girls?
Maybe 4, but not 7.
You know what, Jim? You got a good point. Whoop, there it is on 4, not 7. Good call. Good call.
Whichever one doesn't have Gary Glitter on it.
He's not old enough.
Damn it!
How about Magic Carpet Ride? That's a fun song. That's a happy song.
Is it?
Friday I'm in Love. How about Friday I'm in Love?
That's a Blake song.
I know. I'm just looking here. You know what, Jeff? Higher by Creed.
Oh, there you go. How about just the entire Creed
library?
Library, thank you.
Yeah, one's good.
Oh, man, we offended Brian by talking Creed.
After all this time, that's what it is. How about Life's a Happy Song in the Muppets movie? The new Muppets.
It's got happy in it, so it can't be bad.
Machine
Rainbow Connection?
Rainbow Connection, that's a happy song.
Machine Head, it's about a blowjob. That's happy.
Better Together by Jack Johnson.
You know what? That's not bad. I like that one. Of all these, Staying Alive,
Happy Together, the Turtles.
Staying Alive, I would be kicked out right away. I'm not a big fan of that one at all. Dancing Queen, sure.
Yeah. Are there any songs by Rammstein or Rage Against the Machine that we would put on this list?
Du hast Mensch.
How about Fuck Me Like an Animal? No? Could that work?
Some 9 Inch Nails.
You know what? Another good one that I would really think about. You Can't Hurry Love. I like that one.
Which version?
The Supremes.
Okay, I thought you'd take Phil Collins.
I like the Phil Collins one enough, but the Supremes is better. That's the one I have on my phone is the Supremes version. So.
No, actually, Turtles Happy Together. That
Happy together.
Oh my!
You and me, and me and you. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. I don't know the words, but we're happy together.
The one that Brian hasn't talked about. Brian really wants to sing all the time is Invisible by Clay Aiken.
Oh, that's creepy stalkery.
It is a favorite.
What else?
Phone number for WPUD.
WPUD
Radio. Information hangs up on you if you ask that question.
If you call information enough, asking for the phone number to that radio station, they hang up on you and
never take your calls again.
Brian,
Yes.
could you explain what the calling information is for everyone under 30 that's listening?
There was a number that you could call and ask for information about something that you needed information about, and they would give it to you.
It's
like phone numbers,
usually
addresses.
phone numbers, yeah.
It's like the phone version of Google back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently it was 411 at some point, but I'm too old to know when it was 411.
There was a Seinfeld episode I was watching. It's the one where Kramer gets the movie phone number like close to it, and people are calling him for movie phone line numbers. And I'm like, are people younger than me looking at this going, what the hell is this? You would call for times on movies?
Time.
You would either
looking for this movie, press 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me the movie you're looking for?
Okay, what else we got, Jim?
Last, we have a COVID or question.
Oh.
Would we rather have COVID-19 continue on, or would we rather have the two-party political system in the U.S.?
This is from the Dick Man.
Take COVID any day of the week over our current two-party political system.
I'm up for the COVID instead of the two-party system.
So
I think the two-party system probably caused more deaths than COVID.
Brian?
I would like everybody in the two-party political system to get COVID.
Ooh.
Both parties.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with COVID. Final answer.
So, just like they say on American Idol, you're going to Hollywood, COVID, because you're moving on. That's 4 votes. That's 4 votes for COVID. So we're keeping COVID, but getting rid of the two-party political system. Sounds great. I like it. Unfortunately, the alternative was the one-party system. So now we're really fucked.
Or how about more than 2 parties?
That would be really nice. Jeff, can you give me an intro to the News of the Geek?
It's time for another episode of the News of the Geek.
Per comicbookandmovie.com.
Episode.
Yeah, I said episode, not installment. I realized that as I was saying the word, but I was ignoring it.
I wasn't.
Rumors have come out that Henry Cavill, that's man meat, is in talks with Warner Brothers to return to the DC Extended Universe as Superman. Rather than a Man of Steel sequel, oh darn. Plans are reportedly in place for the actor to make a cameo appearance or play a supporting role in the upcoming DC Comics movies. And speculation is already running rampant.
Speculation.
Speculation. The prevailing theory right now is that the British actor could show up in Black Adam or Shazam 2 to set the stage for some sort of epic battle between the trio. Comicbook.com has shared their own report stating that he could be operating in a similar capacity to Marvel's Agent Fury, basically appearing in films for a supporting role or even smaller cameos. So it has not been fully decided, but Warner Brothers and DC Comics are still figuring out what best fits the character in the upcoming films.
I have no problem with if they need to put in Superman in a movie, getting Henry Cavill because he was good in the part.
I agree.
I'm just concerned over, are they just trying to put him in a movie because they have him? I mean, does he really need to be in the Shazam movie, especially? And they didn't even use him in the first Shazam movie when they had Superman in it.
They were going to, but he couldn't make it for the film. That was when they had all the filming.
I know.
Jeff, I know you're a big fan of him. I think you should actually Marvel showcase Henry Cavill as Sentry. I think that would be awesome in movies.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's Sentry.
Oh yeah, that was a dumb character. And
hey Jeff,
I think Marvel should cast him as Superman in their films.
Oh,
but have a space between super and man. That way, it's not trademarked.
Or he could be the Super Duper Man.
Ooh. If they did
Super S-U-P-R-E.
The Supreme Man.
Ooh. Nope, you can't do Supreme, Jeff, because that's another one. That's another independent comic book that had it Supreme.
But was he Supreme Man?
It wasn't Supreme Man. I still like the idea that, Captain America goes, wow, who are you? I'm Superman. Just do that. That's all you have to do. I think that would work.
His name is just Super. And he says man a lot.
Man! DeLorean.
Is that a Joe Pesci movie, The Super? Oh, that's an old one. Jeff just...
Yeah. The one good thing I'll say about Joe Pesci is he's not Nicolas Cage.
Whoa. Oh, that's Keanu. My bad. Sorry. Brian, I went all last week without an impression.
I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't want to jinx us going 2 weeks in a row, but...
you know what? I don't feel like any impressions tonight. The world is pretty shitty. I don't know if I really want...
Well, you already just screwed one up about a minute ago.
No. I mean, some people just want to watch the wood bud. I mean, I don't understand it.
Okay, stop it. Move on. From today, if you've been craving a classic candy known as Necco wafers, move on.
Dude, okay, one, Necco wafers isn't candy, it's chalk. And two, if you're craving chalk, you probably need to see a therapist.
Necco wafers haven't been around for 2 years. And this week, an exclusive, because everybody was batting down the doors to get this exclusive interview with today, Kirk Vashaw.
Today food, not today. Today food.
Today food, my bad. Kirk Vashaw, the chairman and CEO of Spangler Candy, revealed that fresh rolls, is it really fresh rolls? Necco wafers are set to hit store shelves in just a few days. The candy.
Well, you know what it was? They had to wait 2 years before the rolls got to the proper consistency and taste.
You know what I think it really is? They had to do something with all the chalk from school being canceled from COVID.
I'm not saying. I just think it's another kick in the teeth from 2020.
That's what I was going to say. Every month you get some other...
Here's this stuff. Well, now you get Necco wafers back.
So what you're saying, guys, is like we talked about last week that we keep going to an alternate timeline because people keep trying to stop what's coming. So people went back to stop the riots, and now they made Necco wafers come back. Son of a bitch. So now we're going to go in the past and stop Necco wafers and get dragons. That's what we're getting next, people. That is what we're getting. So Necco wafers. I don't even know. Necco wafers, let's see here. It's for the New England Confectionery Company in 1847.
Necco.
Yep. Our long-lasting, old-fashioned treat that's been around for a very long time. The new ones are still going to have the wax paper wrapped roll of the disc-shaped candies of flavors of lemon, lime, orange, clove, cinnamon, wintergreen, licorice, and chocolate.
Fuck. How terrible.
I love the line earlier in the article that said, "We've always admired the brand and how it's woven to the fabric of our culture. It's neat to be eating a candy that was carried by the Civil War soldiers and taken on the Arctic and Antarctic expedition and issued to GIs in World War II as a morale booster." It must have been issued to the Nazis. It was a ruined morale.
We're dropping Necco wafers on the Nazis.
And
it's actually the same rolls of candy. Because they made one big batch in 1847, and the same batch was eaten by Civil War soldiers, people on the Antarctic and Antarctic, GIs, and people today.
The next paragraph in this is definitely nothing that I look for in a candy. The candies have proved both durable and versatile. Yes.
Yeah. I really only want my candy to be able to do one thing, and that's taste good.
Taste good.
They won't melt, and they travel well.
They travel well. Yeah. I need to make sure my candy bar that I buy out of the vending machine travels well.
I'll get to this part too, Brian, for you. But Jim, I heard rumors, and you're a history guy. Did soldiers in the Civil War, like when they're getting things amputated, they bit down on these Necco wafers, right? Is that what they did?
And they did that. It was also the Revolutionary War, and they broke their teeth.
Oh, is that why George had wooden teeth?
Yeah.
That's what they gave him when instead of penicillin, they just gave him some Necco wafers. Here, this will clear this right up.
Do I eat this or do I put it on it? I don't know.
Yeah, really, the saying shouldn't be bite the bullet. It should be bite the Necco.
Title for the show. I heard rumors, and I can't confirm this, but Worsley had some Necco wafers with him when he was in Antarctica. That was the rumor.
Yeah, they were the ones left down on the first expedition.
He saw it.
He dug them up.
Anyway,
but I love the company. I love the company who bought Necco because what they're really known for, the great candy that bought by Spangler, who are known for Dum Dums and circus peanuts, because that's everybody's favorite.
Well,
I have no problem with Dum Dums.
I actually like circus peanuts, even though they do remind you of styrofoam.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually like circus peanuts too. Like I said, I like pretty much all candy, which is why Necco wafers can't be considered candy because I don't like them.
Bashal said kids have used them as shingles on gingerbread houses. Adults have used them as
shingles. Adults have used them as shingles when their diseases burst out.
Adults have used them as poker chips, and Catholic worshippers have used them to practice taking communion.
Because I love practicing that.
I forgot how to do it. You need some practice. The body of Christ. Oh, crap. What do I say? Damn it. Got to practice again.
Nom, 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 nom.
Bashal confirmed that the formula has remained the same. The packages is the same, too. Drugstores and pharmacies nationwide are expected to start getting, quote-unquote, fresh Necco wafers by the end of the month or early June. So there you go. They did say that they are trying to make the all-chocolate Necco wafers, but they have not been able. They have not gotten to them yet. So they were really excited about that lime kind of Necco wafers. And what's the other kind? Clove. Really love clove in my candy.
I'm about to say lime is probably the best.
I like how they all have like lemon, lime, orange. Okay, orange. Clove, nope. Cinnamon, wintergreen, that's a gum. I don't need that in my candy. Wintergreen is not. Let's see here. For the kids out there, Variety is reporting that Paramount Pictures has given the go-ahead for a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's see here.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Direct the Vagabond or whatever that is. Vegahog.
Vagabond.
Director Jeff Fowler and writers Pat Casey and Josh Miller are all set to return. There was a teaser in the post-credits scene with Tails. It's in the very early stages of development, and it's not certain which cast members outside of the Hedgehog. Ben Schwartz. There you go, Jeff. Jim. He wasn't typecast. He was a Hedgehog this time. Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz did Sonic's voice?
Yeah. And Tails was Colleen Billard. I don't know who that is. The recent video game adaptation, let's see here, is currently the second highest grossing film of the year, having earned $306.8 million worldwide. That's not really saying much. There's not much out there except...
there have been 8 movies released this year, and most of them are the January crap that comes out.
I don't know. The true history of the Kelly Gang might take it over. I don't know.
As we'll find out in the box office wrap-up.
You know what, Jeff? Why don't you do a box office wrap-up? That's called a segue, children. That's called a segue. 336 episodes, and we get it right, Jeff.
Once. We got it right once. Of course, I'm not prepared for it because it was too sudden of a segue there for me.
Box office.
I have some news that you guys didn't share with me earlier. That Rob Gronkowski's reign as the champ has ended.
Yep,
24/7.
Oh no! Oh
he got
man!
Beat up by R-Truth in his backyard.
I knew.
He was on,
really?
Yeah, he was on TikTok. Well, he was doing a TikTok thing on WWE SmackDown or Raw, I think. Forget which one. And he was doing a dance, and R-Truth was in the background, and he came up and pinned him.
Sweet.
R-Truth is now the 28-time 24/7 champion.
You know, now that I think about it, I'm a little disappointed I didn't hold on to Rob Gronkowski in our Keeper Fantasy Football League.
He is back.
Because he's back, and I would have had him, but I didn't keep him last year.
In bigger news, Mojo Rawley got cut probably today because Rob Gronkowski is now officially done with the WWE gym, so that's a shame. Poor Mojo.
I don't know who that is.
He's awful. He's a fucking awful character. Pray
for Mojo.
They spent 6 months, Jeff. He was like a party guy, like in the wrestling, and they spent 6 months making him into like this creepy guy, like a bad guy, but he really didn't do anything. And then as soon as they signed Rob, they changed his character after 6 months of building up to it. And he went back to the party guy.
The party guy.
And it's like, well, I guess we're going back to the other thing. So, what do you got for box office?
This weekend of May 29th through the 31st of 2020, number 1, with a gross of $175,637, The Wretched holds on to the number 1 spot.
Okay.
My information doesn't have their total. So
I got you. The Wretched, 835,397.
Excellent. Number 2, entering the charts with $26,112, We Summon the Darkness.
Total of $60,794. It tied, though, Jeff.
It tied what?
Oh, no, it did. I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Number 3, staying in the same spot it was last week, is The Trip to Greece with $258.
That is made $1,623.
Raking it in. Falling from 2 to 4 with $131, How to Build a Girl.
It is up to $68,988.
That's pretty good. And falling one spot from 4 to 5, we have The True History of the Kelly Gang at $41.
I'm really happy that all three of us went to see that twice this week. That was a really fun time, guys. That was a fun time. That made $33,385. Actually, Jeff, I apologize. There's a new one. Bump everyone from The Trip to Greece down. So True History got 6th. It just came in. Strike.
So somebody late reported?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
This was impressive, though. Strike. It's a movie called Strike. It was in one theater and made $1,412.
Oh, well, ain't bad.
Total gross $10,443. You know, the We Summon the Darkness made $26,000. That was only on 6 screens. That's actually not bad.
No,
that's a pretty good average. So it was the highest average of the week at $4,352.
All right.
So, and
any news on what's coming out this week? Anything new?
The Wretched. Let's see. Let's see what's coming out this week. That's a good call, Jeff. Let me see here. Let me go to it. Talk amongst yourselves about it. Tell us about the history of the Kelly Gang. How you liked it?
It gave me the history of the Kelly Gang. I think they were Australian or something, and they were a gang. That's how much I liked it.
I have nothing about what's coming out this week. I can find that for you here.
So nothing is coming out this week.
What week is this? I don't even know what week this is.
It'll be the first week of June.
First week of June. Here we go. Let's see here. Keep talking amongst yourselves. Keep talking.
Blah, blah, blah.
Nope, I have nothing. Fuck it. I don't know. Tenet? Is Tenet coming out?
That's not supposed to be till July, and that's if it actually stays in that spot, which is still...
You know what? The COVID numbers are doing better, so that's good. Maybe?
Yeah, they're doing real great in New Zealand.
Yeah, wait 2 weeks until looting and rioting is over.
Jeff, I got it here. The Fox Hunter is coming out this week. Sex and the Future. And
porn movies coming to your theaters.
Mick Fleetwood and Friends. It's a once-in-a-lifetime concert event. And Becky with Luke Wilson.
Oh, that's the Kevin Smith. Or Kevin Smith. Kevin James movie.
Yourself and Yours. And it says here Wonder Woman 1984, but I don't think that's correct.
No. It was August, and I thought that even got pushed back to Christmas.
Sex and the Future is playing at the Arena Cine Lounge on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California at 8:45 on Friday, 8:45 p.m.
Cool.
See, we are movie phone.
Well, what's playing locally at our drive-ins?
Hold on. This is what's the plot summary. It's an hour and 20 minutes, so that can't be good. It's under the 90-minute mark, Jeff.
Yep.
When misfits Barry and Evan design their ideal woman as a robot, they realize a fortune can be made if they had the money to mass-produce their prototype. A wealthy prince soon finds out about their invention, and the three hatch a plan to rule the world and change sex and the future. If only life was that easy. That's something. What do you think? No? Nothing?
Let's see. At the Starlight Drive-In, starting tomorrow and Thursday, they will be showing the movie Chance and Grease.
What is that?
Grease too?
Just regular Grease.
Oh, Grease weekend. Yeah.
And then Friday is their cruise-in, where you bring your classic car out to see Talladega Nights and Christine.
Okay. At the drive-in theater in Hamilton, let's see, the Holiday Auto Theater, today and tomorrow it's Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And, Friday.
Nothing on Friday? Do they have Friday? Because I'm looking at it and I just see today.
Friday through Sunday.
Oh, there we go.
Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2. Oof. Next week.
I like those movies.
They're not bad, but it's like, those are old school. Like older. Next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. They're not as old as the Indiana Jones films.
Yeah, but those are classics.
Classics are all right, but films from the 2010s are too old for us.
Next Tuesday and Wednesday, Born on the 4th of July and Platoon, back-to-back. Oh! Next Thursday through Sunday, 11 through the 14th. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Done. Let's go. Come on, let's go. No? Nothing? No?
I'll go if you let me sit in the car with you the entire time, Jason.
Well, I'm busy that weekend now. Okay, moving on.
I tried. He said no.
Damn, Platoon doesn't even start until 11:25.
Yeah, because the sunset's at 9 o'clock. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I'd be fine. They should have shown Platoon first.
Actually, they're going to show them at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're just going to have a big shade over it.
Dude, they're going to show it at noon.
That's right. Let's see here. Let's do some top 5. Jim, give me some top 5 music.
Top 5.
Thank you. From Kevin, a different Kevin. Let's see here. Top 5 heel turns. Heroes switch to villains. In anything. It doesn't have to be fiction, I guess. Movies, TV.
It could be real life if you wanted.
Wrestling. I'll tell you right now, all mine are wrestling. Because Blake wasn't here, and fuck that. I'm going to take a chance and do heel turns in wrestling since he's not here.
Do you know how big of a surprise that was for me to hear that you were doing all wrestling?
Jeff, I will fuck you up tonight. We are going to do a cruiserweight match. Let's go. Let's go. It's on. It's on. I got my teacup tigers. My teacup tigers are in my corner. I'm like Jake the Snake.
I just threw a punch and he didn't even sell
it. Didn't even hit me. I don't sell. Call me the Undertaker.
Jason doesn't sell at all.
Jim learned that firsthand. He went for a Frankensteiner and I just powerbombed him. Fuck that. Won a championship that way. Anyways, moving on. Let's see here. Brian,
it's the truth.
You know what, Jim? I'll let you go first since I feel bad about what I did to you the last week. So go ahead. What is your number 5, Jim?
All wrestlers.
Every wrestling heel.
Everyone, because they've all been good and they've all been bad. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but some of them went from bad to good. But this is going from bad. So they got to go in that direction.
My number 5 is going to be 95% of Jedi from the Star Wars universe. It starts with Revan and Malak, who were Jedis during the Mandalorian Wars, who, after winning that, then they went into the reaches of space to figure out if the Sith had anything to do with these wars, and then they were turned. And then their students became Darth Traya and Bastila Shan. And then you can even go to Dooku. It was good at one time and bad. Palpatine. It was, and then Anakin. Most recently, or actually, most recently is
Ren.
Ren didn't become banned. Ren didn't become banned, but
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, yeah, when he was Ben Skywalker.
Ben Solo?
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo.
Jim, do you think the dark side is that tempting, or do you think the Jedi are that weak-minded?
The dark side has cake.
Oh.
Oh, cake.
You throw in free pizza and I'm done. I'm in.
Free pizza and strip clubs.
But if you go back and read some of the stuff, like half of these characters went bad and then they were turned back too. Like Vader. Vader at the end saw his ways and now he's part of the Force again.
Big Van Vader?
Big Van Vader.
He gave a lot of people cauliflower ears on the Jedi, though, when he was a Sith. He ripped off Anakin's ear.
Yeah, so my number 5 is almost all of the Jedi.
I like that one. Jeff, no, fuck you, Jeff. Brian, what's your number 5?
Number 5, I have Walter White.
Breaking Bad.
Walter White was my number 1.
Wow.
2 weeks in a row, man.
Put it on the board. Okay.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep, number 1, Walter White.
They do say that Breaking Bad is the supervillain origin series.
And that's because, like, and you're cheering for him. throughout most of the run, and then you realize, oh no, he's totally broke. He totally broke bad.
Yep.
It's in the title.
Let's see here. My number 5. Let me get to this here. Again, it's all wrestling, so deal with it. I am going. Ciampa turns on Johnny Gargano from NXT. Basically, they've been tag team partners.
Was 3 names I've never even heard of before.
There's 2 names.
You gave 3 names. You said
Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, a.k.a. Johnny Wrestling. Shut up, Jeff.
You didn't say. I thought it was 3 different people.
And it was, Brian, I saw, I'm going to talk to you on this one. Brian, I saw a little bit of it when Johnny Gargano beat him in the Cruiserweight tournament.
Gargantuan.
And you saw him, kind of give a look. And I was like, okay, that's kind of clever. And then they were fine for a year. And then that was awesome. And then basically they went through an NXT takeover. It was in 2017. The end credits come up at the end. They're raising their hands, and then he just turns on Johnny and just destroys him. And you're like, "What the fuck is that? What the hell is that?" They are the Batman and Joker of NXT. They just keep fighting each other, but they keep finding new twists. Now Ciampa is a good guy, and Gargano is a bad guy with his wife. That's my number 5. Fuck you, Jeff. What's your 5?
My number 5 is Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange. Particularly the movie, because I really don't know the comic books all that much. Mm-hmm. But when at the end of the movie, the character is played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, decided that the way that they're doing stuff is inherently wrong, so he turns and goes to start taking the magic back from people like Benjamin Bratt.
My oldest just watched Doctor Strange about 2 weeks ago for the first time, and he was kind of shocked by that ending. Like, wait a minute, he was a good guy. So,
was.
What's your number 4, Jeff?
My number 4 is when the Lionheart, Chris Jericho, turned bad in the WCW. He was the classic, young fighter everyone liked. Yeah, he's the face, and he got mad and then apologized, and everything was right. And then a couple weeks later, he got more mad, and I was just like, it was a nice drawn out, and then you didn't know if he was actually bad or not, and then he became really bad and became my favorite wrestler of all time.
And he just started whining and complaining every week. And that's when it really took off. He wasn't he wasn't, his start wasn't rising when he was playing the face, but when he made that heel turn, his career took off.
He's amazing.
And became the best wrestler of all time.
I would not have an issue putting that up there. He is awesome. Even his work in AEW, he was an announcer for a couple weeks, like when nobody could travel, so they had limited staff. He was a color analyst for 4 weeks, I think, with Tony Schiavone, and he was amazing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
He knows the industry really well.
Yeah, and he knows how to market everything, and he makes people look good. He doesn't hold people back. So,
and he does all this as the heel.
Yes. Yeah.
And he knows the 1,004 moves.
He does.
He read them. He read them all one night.
Let's see. My number 4 is I'm going Shawn Michaels turning on Marty Jannetty and kicking him, throwing him through the barbershop. That was still when I was I was a lot younger, so that still surprised me a lot when he turned on him. I wanted to do the Rick Martel turning on Tito Santana, but that was so choreographed. Like, you knew that was so planned out.
It was so choreographed.
Shut up. Like, I knew. That's why I stopped. That was so blatant that it was coming that nothing. But the Shawn Michaels you did not see. And then, the funny thing is that they thought Marty Jannetty was going to be the main star out of that group. So, and then, Marty Jannetty said, hey, here's my friends, drugs and alcohol. Am I okay?
Hi, drugs. Hi, alcohol. Let's have a party.
Shawn Michaels
he hung out with Allie.
Tally, you're the worst.
I know.
Brian, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I have Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight.
He is my number 3.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, you're not.
I mean, if it were Jason, I wouldn't be sorry, but...
What the fuck I do?
You are you. But yeah, I got Harvey Dent at number 3.
I never thought I would say it, but I miss Blake. Son of a bitch. Damn it.
Well, if Blake were here, we would just now be getting to probably listener feedback. So, because of buttons and Oak Islands and all that.
And he would have gotten 35 minutes political on us. But we don't have to listen to him. And we love Blake, though, but we don't have to listen to him this week.
That's right. What's your number 4, Jim?
My number 4, I'm going to do this one for Jeff, because it's Jeff's favorite, maybe his favorite cartoon character of all time, Scrappy-Doo.
Oh, that was good. I didn't think of that. In the Scooby-Doo movie?
In the Scooby-Doo movie, he was the sidekick and helping out with the Mystery Inc., and at the end, it turned out that he was the one trying to sacrifice the pure soul of Scooby so he could rule the world for 10,000 years.
You know what? That was the best Scrappy-Doo ever. That was. I liked it. Well done.
Good one, Jim. Not as good as Brian's list, because obviously he has excellent choices.
What's your number 3, Jim?
My number 3 will be Ozymandias, otherwise known as Adrian Veidt from The Watchmen.
Okay.
That he's the one who actually plans the entire bombing of the or if you do the movie version, or if you do where they like pretty much nuke the city, or the comic book where they unleash a portal where an alien comes in and kills a bunch of people. But it makes it look like all that Dr. Manhattan did it. So yeah, it turns out that he's the guy who's setting everything up and setting everything in motion.
Brian, what's your number 3?
Number 3, I have Verbal Kint, Kaiser Soze, The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, I had that on a list. Honorable mention now.
I kind of left those off the list because he was bad the whole time. You just didn't know it.
But
yeah,
you feel for him in the story, the way it's being told.
Yeah.
And then the turn again, it's just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Hi, I'm Kevin Spacey.
Want to come to my basement?
Who are you, Jeff?
I was continuing on with your impersonation.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You didn't say the name, so that's why. Let's see here. My number 3 is going to be Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 flipping sides. Hart turning heel and Steve Austin turning good. And the rest was history. Basically,
Hart was never always a heel?
No.
Oh.
No. He was a good guy for a long time.
Oh.
WrestleMania 9, he was...
The fans love too much.
Yeah.
Well, just because I love you doesn't mean you're the face.
He became a face at WrestleMania 4 after the Battle Royal with Bad News Brown. He started becoming a good guy, and they started cheering him a lot. And then around WrestleMania 5 is when he started becoming a true good guy, him and Neidhart. And then at WrestleMania 13, he turned to the villain, basically because after the bell, he wouldn't release the sharpshooter, and then he kept beating up Austin. And Ken Shamrock, his first appearance for WWE, he was a referee, guest referee, and he did a back suplex to him. And then Shamrock's like, get the fuck away from him. And Hart wouldn't, or he was like staying back, and Shamrock was like, you want to go? And Bret Hart left the ring, and the whole crowd booed him. And that was the big one. And they started cheering Austin after that. Phenomenal match. So
Phenomenal.
That's my number 3. What's yours, Jeff?
My number 3 was Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
Okay, number 2?
My number 2 is staying in the Batman world. Jason Todd, turning from a Robin, getting killed and brought back to life just to become the evil Red Hood.
You know what? I was against that storyline, but it was really well done.
He's better as a villain than he was as a sidekick.
He's not completely a villain. He just, wipes out the mobs.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah, he is. And why did he wipe out all the crime lords? Because he wanted to be the crime lord. That's a good one, though. I like that one. Let's see here. Number 2 for me is this one surprised me. One of the most is The Rock at Survivor Series 1998. It was a tournament for the heavyweight title, and he's going against Mankind, and Mankind was the chosen one, supposedly, by Vince McMahon, and everybody loved The Rock. He was the people's champ, and he flipped over the sharpshooter on Mankind, and they rang the bell and gave it to The Rock, and it was all along that The Rock was in cahoots with Vince McMahon, and he was the villain. And it was awesome because you start looking back at the weeks prior, like the rest of the tournament that night, things kept going The Rock's way. Like they went to throw the nightstick into the ring from the boss man, and he intercepted it and beat up the guy, and just little things throughout. And then the weeks before that, there was just small things like you never noticed until you went back. You're like, son of a bitch. He was always on the Vince McMahon side. So that one surprised me the most. And then he went to the skyrocket after that.
I didn't realize he turned bad after he was good.
Yeah. He was only a good guy there for probably 2-3 months going into that Survivor Series. The fans really started cheering him because he was originally the blue chip for Rocky Maivia. They hated him. He turned bad.
Yeah.
And then
he was in the Nation of Domination and all that. Mm-hmm. I thought, okay, he was bad. Did he? And then he became good again.
Oh, yeah, he eventually did. Yeah,
everyone loved him. He was the face for years. Did he turn bad again?
Oh, yeah, he's gone bad. He's gone back and forth. Hell, even when he came back and helped Roman Reigns a couple of years ago, they booed him.
Yeah.
Oh, but come on. That's his cousin. Mi Familia. Come on.
Sorry about Fast and Furious there.
Yeah, great cameo and Hobbs and Shaw from Roman. It was good.
Was he in it that much?
He probably had 4 or 5 scenes.
Oh, okay. What's your number 2, Brian?
My number 2 is Pac-Man from Pixels.
Who saw that coming?
Very nice.
You know what? In the trailer, because Pixels is an awful movie, in the trailer, it was humorous. It was funny seeing Pac-Man as the bad guy. I will say that. I'm going to leave it at that. Good for you, Brian. Good for you. Was that your number 2, Jeff?
No, my number 2 was Jason Todd.
No, I was kidding because he had everything else. Number 2 for you, Jim.
My number 2, I'm going to go Jack Torrance from The Shining.
That's a good one.
You think he's just a nice guy and just go and take this job up there, and then he goes crazy.
Red Rum.
No TV, no beer, and no TV. Make Homer something.
Go crazy.
Don't mind if I do.
Red Room, over there. Jim, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is the White Wizard, Saruman.
I didn't think of Saruman the White. Good one.
Then comes Saruman of many colors, as he's in cahoots with Sauron and trying to build an army of Uruk-hai to take over Middle Earth.
I'll be like Jeff on this
until
one.
The walking trees stop him.
Oh yeah.
Did he have a Technicolor jacket or coat?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he actually did.
You know what, Jeff?
It was one of those. If it got hot, it would change colors to different ones.
Oh, so
based on if it got wet, it would change color. Emotion. It was like a mood coat.
Hey Jeff, I'm going to pull your thing when I said about Johnny wrestling. I don't understand 2 words in that whole sentence. Fuck you, Jeff.
That was a terrible impersonation.
I know. Brian, have you ever watched The Lord of the Rings?
Nope.
You haven't? Okay. I was just wondering. I didn't know if you've seen it. I was just wondering. Okay.
I put that number one because I knew Jason and Brian would not have it on their list.
Brian, what's your number one?
All right. For number one, I'm going opposite. I'm going heel to hero.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Scott Voss, Kevin James, and Here Comes the Boom. Yep.
Here comes the boom. Come on, Jason, you gotta love it. It's a wrestling movie.
It's a UFC movie.
UFC.
Oh, I thought it was wrestling this whole time.
No.
Gee.
Now I'm disappointed.
Chalk it up on the board. Jeff's wrong again. Boop.
So we got two on the board.
Three.
You just really have to admire his character, and that he perseveres, does good at the end.
And he gets money to save the school's...
save the school's music program.
Aww.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Just felt something in my heart. Oh, it's a heart attack. Never mind.
Do we need to call someone?
Probably.
Your ass better call somebody. My number one is Hulk Hogan joining the NWO. Some of the best... I hate Hulk Hogan. Didn't care about him. But it was a nice twist. You did not expect him as number 3. The third man that the Nash and Hall were bringing in. And he came down to the ring, and you thought he was going to take over and help Luger, Savage, and, that group out. And instead, he leg drops Savage and pins him, and then he basically tells the Hulkamaniacs, you can go to hell. And it was at Bash at the Beach, and I think it was 97, or 96. And it was one of the best things that Tony Schiavone signed off at the end of the pay-per-view. Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell. Straight to hell. And that's it.
The problem with that was then we had to go through like another year of Hulk Hogan being the head bad guy.
Correct. And crying when it didn't go his way.
Yeah, it's like, they keep giving Hulk Hogan screen time because of it.
You could make you know what, Jeff? That's a good argument. I could flip-flop 2 and 1 because Rock was a better long-term investment than Hogan. So... I'll give you that.
Or you could have taken Jeff's number 4 and made that your number 1 because he's like your favorite wrestler too.
Yeah,
that's true.
I can't believe you didn't put him on your all wrestler list.
He flip flopped all the time. You knew
he's always been bad. He's been liked by the people, but he was never a face after his turn. He was always a bad guy, just whether he was cheered or not.
It's always funny, like when people team up with him, and then they're like, when he turns, because he always turns, and the announcer's like, I can't believe this. Is like, have you watched a Jericho match ever? He always turns eventually. He always does. Jeff, what's your number 1?
My number 1 was Walter White in Breaking
Bad. Did anyone have honorable mentions?
I did.
What'd you get?
We have Marty from Ozark. We have Bucky Barnes.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yeah, going to becoming Winter Soldier. We have Syndrome from The Incredibles.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We have Mills in the movie Seven, played by Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what's in the box?
I don't know if he really had a heel turn as opposed to just went crazy.
Don't mind.
He was the seventh. He was the seventh sin of anger.
Yep.
And then Ephialtes of Trachis from the movie 300.
Oh yeah, that bastard.
Brian, what did you have?
The only one I had was Mr. Orange from Reservoir Dogs.
Jeff?
I didn't.
Mr. Pink doesn't tip.
That's true.
I had Owen Hart turns on Bret Hart. I love that. Good old Owen.
Nugget?
Owen. Savage turning on Hulk Hogan.
Nugget.
Savage turning on Hulk Hogan. You saw it coming. I mean, it was a year in making from WrestleMania 4 to 5. But that's when Savage went from a upper tier guy to main event. He lost at 5 because, of course, Hogan had to win. But Savage was top-notch main event after that. I loved the Macho Man. So, Brett Steins. And then I had one outside of wrestling. I had Lucifer turning on God. That was an honorable mention. Does that count? I did not see that heel turn coming. So there you go.
I kind of did ever since I've known Lucifer. He's been the bad guy.
But you're reading the Bible, and he's like, "Oh, this angel, okay."
Well, but see, I must have been spoiled for me because I didn't realize he was a good guy first for the longest time. They don't teach it in the proper order of things. I'm telling you that.
It's like if you started with Empire Strikes Back first, and then
exactly, and then watched A New Hope.
He liked a lot of apples, though. He liked apples. Let's see here. We had some listener feedback. Brian Auer, he had The Rock in Get Smart. I forgot about that. Hulk Hogan joining the NWO. Archangel in X Factor, the comic book series.
I thought of that one.
I like that. I liked it when he became Archangel. Oh, God. God bless you, Brian. I love you. Will Scarlet in Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood. Yes. Robin Hood gets a bravo for me anytime you bring Prince of Thieves in.
That's the worst.
No, I love Prince of Thieves. And Lando in Empire Strikes Back, even though it was for a short time, he said. So
he looked like a good guy, and then boom, Vader sitting there in the dinner table.
Let's see here. Kevin, who came up with his top 5, let's see here. He had Jericho turning every time. He never specified, but I would say the first time.
First time.
Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty, and Macho Man turns on Hulk Hogan. Dev, the side guy, had Kevin James as the skinhead and Becky.
Yeah.
Husky Harris becoming Bray Wyatt. That's a good one.
He was better as Husky Harris.
Good old Husky. Julius Caesar.
Cross the Rubicon.
John Papa John Shatner. And Anakin Skywalker. Let's see here.
Papa John.
Chris Richardson from 365.
Good day, mate.
Chunky. I was going to call you Chunky Cheek. I don't know what that is. Instead, I was going to try and call you a cheeky cunt, and I messed up. Sorry. Anyways, number 5, Chris Jericho kicks Shawn Michaels in the balls at WrestleMania 19. Scar in The Lion King, which I think he was a heel from the beginning, right?
I think he's always been a heel.
Yeah. Let's see. Shawn Michaels turning on Marty Jannetty. Nina Myers in season 1 of the TV show 24. Jeff, did you watch that? Oh, Brian.
I didn't watch it.
Brian,
that is a good one.
Okay.
See, 24 was out before I had DVR.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you missed like the first couple episodes,
you couldn't catch up. And then it got a couple seasons in, and I just never bothered to try. I believe it's on Hulu now.
I would have to get Hulu then.
Let's see here. We had number 1 for him, Stone Cold Steve Austin turning villain and joining Vince McMahon, which did not pay off too well. I will say that. Doctor number 1, he had Verbal Kint from Usual Suspects. Sentinel Prime in Transformers Dark. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Pac-Man and Pixels.
You and Doctor number 1. That's not a badge of honor there, Brian.
Michael Jackson. And he had a better one than Lucifer, the original heel turn, Judas on Jesus.
Yeah, I saw that for a few things.
Let's see.
One, Lucifer was before Judas. And number 2, Judas did what he was supposed to do. He was Jesus's best ally because he followed orders.
Doug, number 1 fan, he had Ric Flair turning on Sting. Number 4, Ric Flair turning on Sting again. Number 3, the Four Horsemen turning on Sting.
Didn't Ric Flair order them to do that?
Yes, he did. That was the most awful thing. Sting's in the Four Horsemen. That's not going to last. Who thought that? Number 2, once again, Ric Flair turning on Sting. And number 1, Linda McMahon turns on Vince McMahon. So
Sting, huh?
Sting is the dumbest motherfucker in wrestling. I mean, every single time. Hey, come on, Flair. I don't trust you. Come on, man. It'll be fine, man. Woo, let's do it. Okay, fine. 2 matches later, turning.
I kind of liked Sting before the whole crow makeup, and then once he stuck with that, I cheered against him every chance. I said, until he gets rid of the crow makeup, I'm not going to cheer for him.
I loved everything about Sting.
You what?
I loved Sting.
Oh, okay.
No matter what. I loved his character. I just loved him, and I wish he wouldn't have been so loyal to WCW.
He right before this came on, my son and I were watching WrestleMania 31 that was on Fox Sports, and we turned it on. It was a Triple H Sting match. I was like, I can't watch this. Fuck them. They fucked him over in that match so bad. So just because we had to get WWE one more time, they had to beat WCW. Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
Yeah, you can't just give him his match that he should have had 20 years ago.
And here's the thing. Whatever. Nobody wanted Sting versus Triple H. No, everyone wanted Sting versus Undertaker. Icon versus Icon. Let those two guys do it.
Triple H is an icon. And I never want to see The Undertaker wrestle. So that match was for me.
He's an icon.
What's that, Jim?
Triple H told everybody he's an icon. He made everybody know it.
You can't.
I run the company. I'm an icon.
You can't make yourself an icon.
I don't think that's the rules, Jason.
No, it is. You cannot make yourself.
He is the game.
Exactly. I mean, a nickname like the game, icon nickname.
Let's see here. That's it. Bad idea of the week. Number 212. Carol fucking Baskins. That's it. 212. Fuck her. So, and I think number 7. I think we've done this one before, Jeff, but correct me if I'm wrong. The 2-party political system.
We definitely did that before. I think it might have moved up. I don't think it was as high as 7 before. But.
We're doing 7. I think 7's a good one because these can change, right?
We're re-ranking it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's a fluid list.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it could change from as soon as we're done recording. It could change.
There's always a good number 1, though. There's always a good number 1.
It hasn't changed yet.
Nope. Never has changed. Let's see here. Appreciate everybody listening. Let's do real quick titles for the show. Anybody got anything?
I have a couple. I have I Miss Blake, or we can change it to I Miss Blake Bot, or I Miss Black. I Miss Black. Yeah, fuck you, Jeff. Fuck you, Carol Baskin. And that Theo kid. That Theo kid. And finish him.
I had finish him.
I as well. I also had durable and versatile.
I had durable and versatile. Or durable and versatile candy.
Use your brain. I know that's not. We didn't talk about that, but that's just something that I've been trying to put out there to people. With the way that the world is these days, they just need to stop for a second and use their brain before they open their stupid, dumb mouths.
Or at least get a podcast about it.
I helped get a kid get a. Oh, I didn't really help. I just alerted some people to lose his scholarship at Xavier.
Yeah,
race
good for that
fucker.
Yep. And then the last one I had was Anal Nation.
Anal Nation. I forgot that one.
Jeff, what'd you have?
I also had some of those I already said, durable, versatile, finish him. I had COVID's going to Hollywood. And improv pyramid scheme.
I had, thank goodness you said the last part. The mayor is doing great. Teacup tigers. Caught without a permit when they're building a swimming pool. I like that one.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bite the Necco. And I think that's all I had. I do like the finish him, and I do like the durable and versatile. I do like those. You guys can pick between.
I honestly forgot what finish him was referring to.
The anal.
It was Anal Nation.
Oh, that's right.
Mortal
Anal
Kombat,
Nation.
the porn.
Mortal Kombat
him.
Anal Nation. Finish him. and they just clubbed all over his face.
That's why Shao Kahn, the bad guy, wears a mask. He doesn't want it on his face.
I thought it was because of the COVID.
Nope. You guys pick.
But I think I do like durable and
Durable and versatile.
yeah.
I like
it.
I agree.
Change approved. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
1 is the loneliest number. Jim, take it.
No.
2 is the loneliest number since the number 1.
Brian, take it.
No.
3 is the loneliest number, but the most fun in an orgy.
Except for 4.